So why do your ads go from performing relatively well to suddenly performing terribly? Your cost per result goes really high and your number of results goes really low or hits zero. It's really common with Facebook ads for this to happen, and there are some specific reasons why it happens. So in this video, I just want to show you a couple of examples from my clients' accounts which demonstrate exactly this phenomenon happening, and give you some advice on what I do when it happens, and also give you some technical insight on why this happens so that you can recognize it in the future and maybe cut off your ads and cut your losses before it just goes out of control and you waste a bit of money towards the end. So without further ado, I just want to jump straight in and show you one of my clients' accounts. So let me jump into the ads manager, and here we are. So this is one of my clients' accounts, and this is a particular ad set that did exactly what we're talking about. Towards the end of its life, the cost per result went really high, as you can see here at the end, and the number of leads that we were generating went very, very low. So we were on about 10 leads per day towards the end of this campaign's life. At the start, we were on 40, 50 leads per day. Equally with the cost, the whole lifetime of the campaign, it was costing between £2 and £4 per lead. And then right at the end, it was up to, wow, £9.25, which is why we turned this off. But it is important to understand the reasons that this happens, because it can be really annoying when you first start with Facebook ads, especially when this process unfolds in like 1 week. Whereas this campaign was actually running for about 6 months. I've just zoomed in on the last 3 months of data there to show you. But yeah, let me tell you why this happens, or at least give you some idea of why this can happen. So the data that we're looking at here is April 1st until the end of June. And this is specifically looking at the number of leads and the cost per lead, which can only tell you so much. It just tells you that things are going wrong. So I've got the exact same campaign open here in Facebook reports, but we're looking at CPMs and outbound clicks. I want to focus more on CPMs for the minute. So just to do a quick definition for CPMs, it's simply the cost per 1,000 impressions. And there's a reason that I think this is quite important, and it reveals what you need to do to A, prevent this from happening, or B, to notice that it's happening and cut your losses at that point so you don't spend loads of budget at the end of a campaign or just keep doing the same thing over and over. So as you can see from this graph, very obviously in the same time frame as we were looking at previously, towards the end of its life, the campaign's CPMs, cost per 1,000 impressions, start to increase. So the reason that this is quite revealing, just if we quickly look at the Facebook definition for impressions. So this is the number of times an ad was served based on data received from our ad platform in a nutshell. So you might have noticed when you're creating Facebook ads that in the ad set section under when you're charged, 99% of the time it will say impressions. So the deal that you make with Facebook is, I've got a set of ads, I want you to show them to these specific people, and Facebook says, cool, we will. When your ad appears on the news feed or whatever placement you've picked, that counts as an impression and we're gonna charge you for that. So your CPM is basically how much it costs you per 1,000 of those impressions. The interesting part here is how your CPM actually factors into the ad auctions. So this is where your ad is going against thousands of other ads that are aiming for the same audience, and Facebook will run that auction automatically based on a few factors, and I want to show you what those factors are. So again, another Facebook help document about auctions. So when do auctions take place? Each time there's an opportunity to show your ad to someone, an auction takes place to determine which ad will be shown to the person. Billions of auctions take place every day across the Facebook family of apps. So who competes in the auction? You and other advertisers who are targeting similar people. So Facebook gives an example here. They say, for example, one advertiser targets women who like skiing, while another advertiser targets all skiers who live in California. The same person, in this case a female skier who lives in California, could fall into the target audience of both advertisers, and that's when an auction takes place. Now, the important part of this for you is how the winner of the auction is determined, and Facebook tells you directly. So the first one is your bid. So the bid, for most advertisers out there, and I know for myself, most people leave that on automatic bidding. There are options to control this and actually choose your own bid levels, but it's more advanced stuff, and I wouldn't recommend it for anyone starting with Facebook ads for sure. So we can leave this one for now. The second one I find quite interesting when we're looking at CPMs and why your CPMs might be increasing. So this is estimated action rates. So Facebook, basically, to summarize this paragraph, Facebook will determine how likely they think an audience that is being bid for is to click on your ad and then go and convert. So if your CPM, your cost per 1,000 impressions, is increasing, it also means, as you can see from this chart on the bottom, that the number of people that you reach will be less. Therefore, the number of people who click on your ad will be less. So you can see this at the bottom here for outbound clicks. You can see as the CPM goes up, the outbound clicks go down. So if we look back at the ad auction and this estimated action rates, if Facebook is determining who wins the auction based on this particular metric, which is how likely they expect someone is to click on your ad, once your CPM starts to go up, your outbound clicks go down. So the feedback data that Facebook is getting, that your ad is becoming less and less popular, which again means that you're winning less and less auctions. As a result of that, you will need to bid a higher amount to win those auctions. And this feedback loop is why your CPM, your cost per 1,000 impressions, starts to go up and up and up. And the third one, which is potentially the most important, despite everything that I've just said, is ad quality. So in Facebook's words, a measure of the ad quality of an ad is determined from many sources, including feedback from people viewing or hiding the ad and assessments of low quality attributes in the ad, such as withholding information, sensationalized language, engagement bait, etc. So if your ad was working initially, we can probably discount the last section of engagement bait, etc. But the longer your ad runs, the more data Facebook has about the number of people who are interested in it and the more ads it will compete with. So essentially what I think happens over time, and this can be, like I said, it can be a short time, over a week, it can be after 6 months, it can be after a year, it depends how long your ad works. But the longer it runs, the more ads it will compete with in the auction, and eventually, naturally, it will happen. People will create ads that are more engaging than yours, and the audience will go for that ad, and therefore Facebook will decide that based on this estimated action rates, people are more likely to take a conversion action if they click on a competitor's ad rather than your ad. And again, this means that you will need to bid higher to win these auctions, and then your CPM, your cost per 1,000 impressions, starts to climb. Everything is a downward spiral from there. And that is basically, I say basically, I know that was a long-winded explanation, but that's technically what's happening. My advice of what to do when that happens depends on how long your ads have been running. So if it's just been a week, it may be that you just need to test new creatives and try and get something that can run a little bit longer. If your ad's been running for, like this one in the example, for like over 6 months, turn that campaign off, duplicate it, throw in some new ads similar to the ones that were successful previously, and then relaunch it. 9 times out of 10, you'll get similar results. If your campaign was only running for a week or so, I would look at maybe testing some new creatives and seeing if you can get something that converts a little bit better. But my main advice is always keep an eye on your CPMs, because that is Facebook's way of telling you how relevant they think your ads are for your audience, and also for you, how expensive that audience is going to be to get conversions. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it's not too convoluted, and I hope it gives you some insight into why your Facebook ads can suddenly fall off a cliff. And it's normal, it happens. The key for marketing specialists and businesses is to just roll with the punches with Facebook ads. Once this happens, just look at the data, see where you can improve on what's already been running, and just relaunch and try again. If you do have any questions about Facebook advertising that you want to ask, I know that this channel is still super new and really small, so if you do leave a comment with questions that you want to ask, I will actually make a video response specifically for you. Hopefully I can get some comments, get some questions, and I can make some videos on those comments and questions, because essentially I just want to help other marketing specialists. Also, if anybody has some insights on this kind of stuff, something that I've not covered, feel free to comment that as well. I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hope that helps.